Mike Gallagher. Every day, Mike visits with Mark Davis, morning host on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas. Here's today's M&M Experience.
My heart hurt in reading your tweet that Donald Trump is not pro-life.
I'm sorry, truth hurts. Let's go.
Well, let's start there. Because I'm going to use the Mark Davis rule about two things being true at the same time. First of all, this, of course, stems from his widely covered interview with Kristen Welker. She's the new host of NBC. I got a very funny text from my phone screener and office manager in Tampa, Tracy, who said, if she's going to be the host for Meet the Press, I give Meet the Press about 6 more months. I didn't watch the whole thing. You know who I did watch a lot, though? Side note, and I want to ask you about this. Have you seen Margaret Brennan? Is that her name on CBS?
Face the Nation on CBS, yes.
Oh, boy. She's bad. She's a terrible interviewer. I don't mean to... I hate to, listen, she's very prominent, and maybe I'm wrong to criticize her, but she just seems really stilted and awkward, and I just watched, for some reason, I very rarely watch all of Face the Nation, but I watched almost the whole thing, and I thought, this is not a great talent. Anyway, that's a sidebar. So Kristen Welker nails President Trump on the abortion issue. And I see your tweet, and I heard your monologue this morning. Oh, Donald Trump is not pro-life, as if that virtue signaling is what it sounds like to me is scoring points with somebody. I don't know who you're trying to win over when you say that.
Don't overanalyze. And it gets to the root of the way I believe we all should be, and that is not to operate to the fealty of any individual, any person. It's never about the person. It's about the principle. There are degrees of pro-choice. You can favor partial birth abortion. You can favor it at 20 weeks. You can favor it at 15. He clearly does. Said so, calling the heartbeat bill the only way to be technically pro-life. The only way. Oh, really? How pro-life are you if you're okay with aborting a baby at 14 weeks?
Do you hear yourself?
Answer the question. How pro-life are you? How pro-life if you favor abortion at 14 weeks?
I think I'm pretty pro-life if I get Roe v. Wade overturned with my Supreme Court.
Yes,
what a ridiculous thing to say that he's not pro-life. Two things can be true, and both of them you agree with. That's what's so weird about this odd virtue signaling you like to do about declaring who's going to be sufficiently pro-life for you or not.
Words have meaning, correct?
Well, they do. And here's some words that have meaning. We're going to never win another election if we don't figure out this abortion debate.
That's another issue. And
that's his issue.
And before we get to that issue, and if indeed he feels that he has a better chance in November by triangulating in this way, by not being pro-life, okay, let's see how that works out. It may work out well, but in the meantime, words have meaning, and to call the heartbeat bill a terrible thing and a terrible idea, which he did, is not a pro-life position, period.
Help me understand what you're trying to accomplish by declaring how sufficiently non-pro-life Donald Trump is. For who? For who? For the Democrats?
For the universe.
For Ron DeSantis, maybe?
But again, here you are on the people. I don't give a doodly squat about the people.
You better.
I care about, I care a little bit about the people.
You better.
And it may well be, and you are right, and now maybe let's pivot a little bit to where you always want to go, and it's not a bad place to go, and that is, will the accuracy of the way I've described pro-lifeness, will that cost us at the ballot box?
Well, it is.
It is. It may.
It has been.
And so what are we going to do about that?
And here, Mike Cernovich.
Let's be pro-choice.
Mike Cernovich. No, I didn't say that. Mike, again, you can't claim Trump is pro-choice. For Roe v. Wade, for crying out loud, would you knock it off? That's a ridiculous thing to say. And again, you're trying to score points, and I'm not sure who you're trying to score points with.
But again, third time, the obsession with, why do you do this? Who are you scoring points with? I want to score points with God. I want to score points with the English language.
Well, that's between you and God.
Then you know what? Points with the English language and with the meaning of words.
Right,
and then from that, let the chips fall where they may.
You want to, let the chips fall where they may. Well, that's the problem. See, that's the problem.
You're scared to death.
No, I'm not scared to death. I'm not scared of anything. I'm tired of people trying to be absolutists interests on something and realize that the long game is that long.
You're damn right. I'm an absolute.
Well, guess what?
Baby killing.
If you don't get Republicans elected in the future, pal, we're not going to save any babies. Do you not understand that? And I'm going to quote Mike Cernovich, who had a great tweet on this. And this is he's a conservative influencer on social media. He says, quote, and this applies directly to you. If you want to be pro-life, no exceptions, good for you. Lose every election, have no political power.
But stop it. Who said no exceptions? Life of the mother. Well, that's a lie. Life of the mother will always be an exception.
Let me read the tweet uninterrupted because you're being super defensive, and I don't blame you.
Well, the tweet is misleading. Go ahead.
Because you're misleading. It's misleading. You're misleading by claiming Trump is not pro-life.
He's not pro-life. I'm sorry. Live with it. Live with it. He's less pro-choice than AOC.
You want to talk about obsession? It's your obsession. You're obsessed
with the meaning of words. Yes,
you're obsessed with a label to try to score political points with the DeSantis folks.
Oh, sure, of course.
I could be wrong, but I don't understand this weird
you are wrong,
thing.
and you know you're wrong.
I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I don't, because I don't get it. I don't know why you want to hurt Trump on this issue.
I don't give a damn whether I hurt Trump. I don't give a damn whether I hurt DeSantis. I don't give a damn whether I hurt Nikki Haley. With anything I say, I don't care who I help. I don't care who I hurt. I will speak truth and let those chips fall where they may.
So you'll be baying at the moon and you'll be yelling at the sky when we can't win another election and the Democrats turn. Let me read this tweet, which I think people will appreciate why I'm trying to say this tweet. Yeah. If you want to be pro-life, no exceptions, good for you. Lose every election, have no political power, then see what life looks like in a Bolshevik hellhole. Will you feel good because you didn't compromise as your children starve in another Holodomor? That's the alternative. The alternative, Mark, is a hellscape with Democrats who, as we both agree, favor no restrictions on abortion whatsoever. Two things can be true at once. Yes. You can be pro-life, and you can acknowledge that we're getting killed at the ballot box on this issue. And we got to figure it out. And I think Trump is trying to figure it out. Now, do I love his answer? No. Did I love what he said yesterday? No. Do I like the heartbeat bills? Yes, of course. And I know you're right about it philosophically. What I'm saying is he's trying to tackle the difficulty that you refuse to deal with. And you're looking the other way.
I deal with it in exactly the right way, by speaking truth. And I think Mr. Cernovich offers a false binary choice that we must somehow all fall in for carnage in the womb at 14 weeks in order to win elections. I don't think that we do, because we're not right here at a federal abortion ban in front of our faces. It is up to the states, and it's going to be up to the states for the foreseeable future. It really is.
The difficulty is line up all the Texas Republican women who are going to call you and say they're never going to vote for another Republican again.
The conservative ones are fine with it. The ones who respect the life in their wombs, they will be fine.
I get it. There you go again with the labeling, and you're so it's so important. That's virtue signaling, Mark.
No, it's words.
Just face reality here. We can call these women anything you want to call them.
I call them conservative. I call them pro-life women.
I get it.
No pro-life woman has a lick of complaint with anything I'm saying. It's called being pro-life.
Well, let me stipulate, Mark, that they're not sufficiently conservative and pro-life. I get it, but they are there, and they're real, and they are registered Republicans, and they are going to cost us election after election after election, including the White House.
I don't believe that it's that stark right now. I believe it's funny. Maybe this is valuable to say, because again, you too have seriously valid concerns, and I totally get them. I'm not talking about having Trump or DeSantis or anybody else come out there and say, I will seek and I expect to sign a federal abortion ban, a federal heartbeat ban in my first year in office, because that's not reality. We don't have 60 votes in the Senate for doing that. It's something that one can conceptually say that as a pro-life person, which I am, and which I believe you are, and which Trump is not, that this is something we can work toward and see what the political marketplace yields. But in the meantime, it's up to the states, which is constitutionally proper.
Well, I would also, and again, you got to get your little dig into Trump again. I don't know why you want to hurt him on this. And of course it is. It's an absolute dig. You're insulting him. I hope you get him on the show.
Is Trump pro-life? Then let's just boil it down. Is Trump pro-life?
Yes.
Really?
Of course he is.
He is okay with a policy that involves ripping a baby out of the womb at 14 weeks.
He's not.
Trump pro-life?
You're following the DeSantis war room talking points, which I think is very intriguing.
It's a pro-life talking point.
This is a suspicion that people have about the venerable Mark Davis. There's some reason it sounds like you're reading a Jenna Ellis playbook. I don't know. You sound like you're using some talking point. But again, you need to be worried about hurting him on this because he is likely going to be the nominee. And buddy, you're going to have to do a lot of walking back.
No, I'll say it every day. And
good luck.
As I've said in a tweet on this
I can't wait to hear what that's going to sound like next year. I'm Mark Davis. I support Donald Trump, the pro-choice murderer. Okay, great.
Because his position at 15 weeks is a million miles better than the carnage favored by any Democrat. At that point, it's A versus B, and it'll be easy. As I said in social media over the weekend, thank God for the Trump presidency. Loved every day of it. Thank God he beat Hillary. And if he's the nominee, I will walk through fire to make sure he wins.
Download the podcast and hear all of Mike and Mark's conversations at MikeOnline.com for the M&M Experience.
The M&M Experience. Subscribe to the Mike Gallagher Show podcast wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. Be safe. Keep fighting the good fight. I'm Mike Gallagher. God bless America.